Hey, Zips fans, Spencer German of the Zips Digital Network here, and pleased to be joined by the head coach of Akron Women's Swimming and Diving, Brian Peresie. Akron Women's Swimming and Diving team getting geared up for the first competition of the new year in the form of the two-day Shamrock Invitational up at Notre Dame. Should be some high-level competition this weekend. Coach, great to be chatting with you again. Just how nice is it for your team to finally be able to get back into competing?
We're really excited about it. So, new year, first competition back. I think we got in some good training over the last month. Everyone stayed healthy, so that's obviously most important. But I think we've also made a lot of gains, a lot of strength gains, a lot of gains in the water. And I think we need to probably knock the rust off a little bit since this is our first competition back. So, we might see some things that we need to maybe we forgot that we need to remember when it actually comes to race day and competing. But we're excited to get on the road a little bit here and then, go down there and go up against some great competition in South Bend.
I know usually you mentioned, training over the last month or so, and usually over the holiday break, you guys take that trip down to Florida, get some team bonding in, and do a lot of training down there where the weather's nice. And obviously, you didn't have that this year with everything going on with the pandemic. So, just how did you handle training this year over break? What was different, and how did you sort of still try to build that camaraderie and that team morale environment like you guys kind of create down there?
We still did a lot of the same things that we would normally do. We just we weren't able to be on the beach during the day. So, that's okay. We made do here in Akron, and our practice schedule is actually it's nice. I know for me personally, those trips they can take a lot. It's a lot of planning, and it's a lot on the staff, and usually takes a while to recover from. But we're here and we have all of our resources, and so that was great. We were able to kind of just go on business as usual. Obviously, with not having classes, that allowed a little bit of extra time for us to do some team building. We're reading from a book called Relentless right now, so we're throwing chapters in here and there throughout the season, which I think has opened our minds and our thoughts and our ideas, and kind of helping get our minds right, because I think it's important that our thinking really leads to our thinking drives the process, and the process drives the results. So thinking and how you think and how you approach what you're doing is what's most important. So, we spent time on that, obviously building some camaraderie as best as we could in the COVID environment. But, the team's as close as it's been, and we're just really excited.
Another thing that's different for you guys this year with the schedule is that normally you guys are wrapping up with, you got nationals sort of the end of March, and then the MAC championship is obviously well before that. But this year, the MAC championship is in April. So your season's running a little bit longer than usual. Is there anything you guys have to do differently from a training standpoint, knowing that the ladies are going to be competing a little bit longer than they normally do, I guess, if in these bigger competitions, and knowing that MAC championship is still looming kind of after some of these other big meets? So is there anything you guys have to do differently to make sure their bodies are just kind of staying not, over exuding themselves, but and still able to compete at that high level? Or is this a stupid question and it's a non-factor? What's kind of the what's it look like in that regard?
You know how I want to answer that, but I'm not going to. I'm above. No, yes, things are different. Training is going to be different. I think that more importantly than anything, again, it's your mind, and as long as their minds are fresh and sharp, then they'll be ready to go. It's not uncommon for us to continue training and have some of our swimmers and divers competing in April and in May at some high level competitions. So for some people on the team, it's really business as usual. For others, it's a little bit different. But at the same time, we've been prepping for this for a long time. So, I think some of the things that we did differently in the fall were actually because of when the timing of the championships would be. But at the same time, we also want to be able to be at our best here in February and see, what we can do qualifying for the NCAA championships, which are in March. So be a little different having a dual meet before and after the NCAA championships. But, it's just at the end of the day, it's just another meet, another competition, another opportunity to improve. And that's what we'll be focused on. So, swimming, diving, and really, I think any sport, when you're trying to compete at a high level, it's year round. You get your breaks mixed in there, but So they're used to this, and they're used to competing in the summer and all that as well. So kind of business as usual, just a little different timing with the championships, which, to be honest, I'm excited because we're going to see some conference championships, compete here in February, and we're going to learn from them. We're going to see how they manage the new environment, manage having multiple teams in one venue. It's going to give us an advantage and help us know what to expect, and we'll have 2 months to prep for it as well. So I feel really good about the decision. I feel great about the MAC and Akron supporting that move to April. And I think it's going to be in the best interest of all the student athletes in our programs.
Well, I appreciate the thoughtful answer, even if it was a stupid question.
I never said that, Spencer. I never said that.
All right, last thing for you. As you guys get ready for Notre Dame this weekend, you talk about building towards those championship level performances later in the season. Just what are you looking for and hoping to see from your competitors here this weekend in their first meet back?
Honestly, competitiveness is the word that stands out. We had mid-season review meetings, and I think I learned more from them than they do from me. And I was meeting with one of the young women on our team about what she's thinking when she's racing or going into a competition, and if there's anxiety or there's a little bit of stress on competition day. And, I had them rate themselves on different characteristics. And one of them was competitiveness. She kind of tied it in for me, which I thought was great, that she goes, if I just focus on being competitive and I just want to be competitive, I just want to get out there and compete, then I'm ready to go. There's nothing for me to worry about. If they can be in that competitive mindset and get rid of all the other noise and just go there and compete and push as hard as they can and try to be the best they can be, I think that takes care of a lot of it. So I thought it was an interesting strategy, and it was actually to build confidence, because that's what it was. It wasn't anxiety, it was confidence. She's like, sometimes I don't have confidence when I'm going into a competition. She goes, if I'm just competitive and I know I'm going to be competitive, I'm going to go out there and give it my all, then, you're not unconfident, you're really confident. And I think that confidence is a result of wanting to be competitive and going out there, just being competitive, wanting to try to beat somebody. So I thought that was great. And that's really what I'm looking for this weekend, is for us to be competitive.
Awesome. Well, Coach, I know I looked at the Notre Dame website. I don't believe there's a live stream available for the Shamrock Invitational, but I did see, based on their preview, they will have live results posted at und.com/swimming stats. So if you want to follow along, it's probably your best bet for all of our fans out there. And as always, we appreciate you watching these and getting some insight into the swimming season. Coach, appreciate the time as always.
All right. Thanks, Spencer. Go Zips.
Absolutely. As Coach said, go Zips.